St. Kitts and Nevis are already leveraging a niche in heritage tourism. Any modernization of the capitals of both islands will have to take this into account, according to Senator Wendy Phipps. Responding to a question on the government's plans to modernize the capitals and keep them competitive within the tourism industry, Senator Phipps said that modernization of the capitals must build on the existing and successful track record based on heritage tourism. However, Phipps indicated that modernization of the capitals must involve several stakeholders and a dialogue on the way forward, with heritage tourism remaining a key factor.
It is something that the government would like to sustain. It is for the good of the country, for the good of our uniqueness as a tourist destination, and at the same time to indicate that yes, while the modernization is taking place, the government will not be making any of these moves without proper consultation and buy-in from the stakeholders. And there are several stakeholders that immediately come to mind. For example, the Chamber of Industry and Commerce in terms of the beautiful Bastia project, which as a former employee of the Chamber of Commerce you know very well about, which is geared towards preservation and promotion of that architectural heritage, the use of pastels, the use of fretwork, etc., gingerbread trims, everything else. In Nevis, we would have leveraged a similar development in terms of Charm in Charlestown, so both projects work in tandem. Then, of course, the two other stakeholders would be the National Trust and the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, because it doesn't make sense planning out a future for these two historic towns without their involvement and their inclusion.
Senator Phipps also showed that attention is being paid to issues of access for persons with disabilities.
I also happen to know that by virtue of the establishment of the Urban Revitalization Committee, which is part of the Public Works Ministry, that attention is being placed to improvement in terms of the building codes as it relates to those government buildings as well as private entities which offer services to the public, so that we can ensure that persons with disabilities, those with mobility issues, those needing wheelchairs can access these places without impediment. So it is a work in progress, but whatever is done will have to be done with consultation and be done tastefully, so that we do not end up with a sort of cacophony, for want of a better term, in terms of architecture, in terms of build-out, that causes us to lose all of the advantages that we already have from the standpoint of heritage, from the standpoint of niche marketing, from the standpoint of cultural preservation.
Phipps said the general public and the media will also be consulted in any future modernization of the capitals of Charlestown and Bastia. Glenn Bart for SKN Newsline.